going on, YouTube? I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I hope that this one is really worth the wait. You know, I've got a tunnel ram set up here, and one of the age-old questions is which is better, vacuum secondary carbs or mechanical secondary carbs? Well, needless to say, it was a bumpy road getting to the finish line, but we were able to pull it off, and I hope you enjoy the video, and maybe you'll figure out, just like I did, which is better. So here we are, we're at Union County Dragway. The weather is awesome here. Now, they were able to open the track due to the fact that they said they were only going to have 30 cars here. Everybody's got to maintain their social distance. But I'm really looking forward to doing some testing with these carburetors here and seeing what they work. I mean, they turned out phenomenal, and I want to give a huge shout out to Jim at Allstate Carburetor, and I'm going to put his information down below right now. And let me tell you, if you need something for a Holley carburetor, Quadrajet, Edelbrock, Demon, it doesn't matter. These are the guys to go to because they have every single part that you can imagine. And if you're having carburetor trouble, Jim can get you on the right path. So thank you, Jim. Here is the carburetors that we're going to be testing against our Holley vacuum secondary carbs. These are Holley 660 center squirters. Jim at Allstate Carburetor has modified these things, put his special annular booster in them. I modified them to put in screw-in air bleeds and adjustable power valve jets, the whole works. So we're going to get this thing on the track, make a pass with the vacuum secondary carbs as our established baseline, and then we're going to thrash and get these carburetors on there. Just got done making our first run in this thing for our baseline, and let me show you what it did. It pretty much repeats what it runs. You can see here, well, it just took off. Imagine that. So here you go, you can see what we ran. I'm in the left lane here, went a 743 at 91.2 miles per hour. That's pretty much right in line with what the truck runs normally. You know, it's been a 736 in good air. You know, it's kind of hot today, and really all of the ET was in the 60 foot. You see that it's a 164. It normally hovers around a 160 to 159, somewhere in that area. So right now, getting ready to start the mad dash of switching carburetors. So I got Lane here. He's doing the videoing for me. He's got a really cool turbo Mustang, and I'd really like to do a video on that coming up because him and his dad has built this car up as a project, and it's his first car, and I know it's really special. And but right now they really getting the work out of this little turbo four-cylinder, and I can't wait till we can bring it to the track and see what it'll do. But we got to get these carburetors swapped out. That's what we're doing. Hopefully it's all this hard work will pay off. Alright, so we're getting ready to go make a pass in Casper. We just got done making another run with Blue, and had the same issue. It's kind of cutting out about 100 feet out, trying to figure out what's going on with it, but we're going to go back up. So I just created, or just committed, the cardinal sin. We were in a hurry to get into the lanes to make a run, and man, I made such a rookie mistake. Didn't even check to see if we had wide open throttle. So, needless to say, check this out. This is crazy. I couldn't have done this if I had tried to do this. Okay, this was our first time slip right there. We went a 743 with a 6, with a 164, 60 foot, yada yada yada. Had a 211 light. The light, this here is the run from this pass. Look at this right here. 164, 60 foot. The half track timers was working this time. Had a 475 half track, but run a 743 with a 4. Now the mile per hour fell off. It went to 90.97. But so when we get back, I had Lane mat the throttle, and yeah, it's getting about 3/4 of the throttle. So let's see if I can get this fixed, and we'll go make another run. Well, we're here. We're trying to get old Blue dialed in here. Had a little bit of issues. Micah's been working to get that straightened out. Off of the hit, it's been going really fast, nosing over, and what I think happened is fuel is sloshing over from the vent tube down into the Venturis, and it's causing it to run pig rich. So I lowered the float bowl some, and we made some little float bowl vent tube extensions. So hopefully we'll get that fixed. One and head to the house. While I didn't get the magic ET that I was hoping for, I did get some promise. And that promise is, when you look at the raw numbers of the ET slips, you know, I run a 740, 41, yada yada yada, right? If you compare that to the 736 that I had ran, you know, there's a lot of variables going on there, because on these runs with the new carburetors, I can tell you that it is faster, but it's not showing up on the ET slip, and that is because it's all being wasted in the first 60 feet. It's spinning the tires. You know, with the other carburetors being vacuum secondary, you know, it was allowing the chassis to work and hook up, but now, you know, hitting the tires that hard with that much power right out of the gate, it's overpowering the tires. And so that means I've got to do some work on the truck and making it handle this newfound power. So once we get that dialed in, I do feel like that the ETs will show up on the time slip. Well, there you have it, folks. I know things don't always turn out the way that we want them to, but you know, we had a really good time at the track, and these carburetors look amazing. I mean, they just straight up gorgeous. And they work excellent on the street. The thing about most 660 center squirters is they're not very drivable on the street, and that's due to how they have the one-to-one linkage, and originally they didn't come with power valves in them, and I went and put power valves in the primary and secondary side, you know, basically turning it into 4 2-barrels instead of 2 4-barrels. And one thing about testing at the track is you have a lot of variables. These carburetors ran a 740 with a 11.6 to 1 air-fuel ratio. So there's easily another 10 to 15, maybe even 20 horsepower left on the table if I can get those carburetors dialed into the same AFR as I had with the 600s, because on the run that I made with the 600s, I was running at a 12.7 to 1 AFR, which is dead perfect. Also, I've got to get the chassis straightened out, because traction has never really been an issue for this truck, but it became an issue with these carburetors, and that's due to the fact of how you're opening all 8 Venturis at one time, and that sudden shock of torque to the truck chassis, it just couldn't handle it. Whereas the vacuum secondaries come in at a slower rate, and it eases into the power, and so it's a totally different feel. But I've got a part 2 coming up. We're going to get this thing on the chassis dyno and actually see the numbers between the 2 different setups, so stay tuned.